Hello, 8th graders. Today we are doing Module 4, problem set for Lesson 19. We're going to do this kind of like we did yesterday. This is all about graphing, but we're not graphing just equations in slope-intercept form, but also equations which are written in standard form, which means we have to convert them to slope-intercept form. Either that or find the the x-intercept and the y-intercept. So let's start with numbers 1 through 6. We're going to just find the points before we plot them. So let's look at number 1. This is in slope-intercept form. Y equals negative 6x plus 12. Y equals negative 6x plus 12. So what is our slope? M. I'll write it over here. M is going to be negative 6. And what is our B? Our y-intercept? B is going to be 12. Let's get down to number 3 because that's also already in slope-intercept form. So for number 3, what's our slope? 4. So M is going to equal 4. And our y-intercept is 2. B will equal 2. Number 5 is also in slope-intercept form. Number 4. So what is our slope? M is a negative 5 over 7. And our B, our y-intercept, is 4. But let's look at 2, 5, and 6. They're not in slope-intercept form. So there's 2 ways we could do them. The first way is we could convert them to slope-intercept form. We did that yesterday in the last few problems that we did. We could also find the x and y intercepts. So how do we find the x and y intercepts? Remember, to find the x-intercept, you make y 0. So if I was to make y 0 here, I'd have 9x plus 3 times 0 equals 18. 3 times 0 is 0, so I'd have 9x equals 18. I'm going to divide by 2, and I'm going to have x equals 18 divide by 9. I had the answer in my head. And 18 divided by 9 is 2. So here we know that x is going to be 2. And to find the y-intercept, we made x 0. So we're going to go 9 times 0 plus 3y equals 18. 9 times 0 is 0. So we're going to have plus 3y. 0 plus 3y is 3y equals 18. Now we're going to divide both sides by 3. And y is going to equal 6. So our y-intercept is 6. Let's go down to number 5. Number 5. First, we want to find the x-intercept. So we're going to make y 0. If we make y 0, we have 3/4 x plus 0 equals 8. So that's just 3/4 x equals 8. So now we have to divide both sides by 3/4. Dividing by a fraction means you multiply by the reciprocal. And we're going to get x equals 8 times 4 is 32 divided by 3, which is going to be 10 2/3. So here our x is 10 2/3. To get our y-intercept, we make x 0. So we'd have 3/4 times 0 plus y equals 8. This is 0, so we end up with y equals 8. So our y-intercept is going to be 8. For number 6, same thing. To find our x-intercept, we make y 0. So we have 2x minus 4 times 0 equals 12. That's going to be 0, so we have 2x equals 12. We're going to divide both sides by 2, and x is going to be 6. So we have x equals 6. And to get our y-intercept, we make x 0. So we have 2 times 0 minus 4y equals 12. This is going to be 0, so we have a minus 4y equals 12. Divide by the negative 4, and we're going to have y equals 12 divided by a negative 4 is a negative 3. So here our y-intercept is negative 3. So now I'm going to pull up GeoGebra and graph these. Let me scoot this over a bit. Oops, sorry about that. Let's go to our, 1 second, GeoGebra. Here we go. So for our first one, we're going to do our y-intercept and then our slope. So here our y-intercept is 12. So I'm going to actually kind of make this, I have to move this down because our y-intercept is going to be 12. So y-axis 12. And our slope here is a negative 6. And remember, as a fraction, that's a negative 6 over 1. So our rise is 6, our run is 1. Negative, meaning we have to go down. So starting here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 down and over 1. And we put it there. And then we can connect these with a line. Okay, now let's go on to the second one. Number 2, we don't have slope-intercept form. We have standard form, so we got our 2 intercepts. So on our x-axis, we have to mark 2, and our y-axis, we have to mark 6. So on our x-axis, we're going to mark 2. Oh, hold on, let me go over here. On our x-axis, we're going to mark 2. Our y-axis, we're going to mark 6. And then we are going to put a line between them. There you go for number 2. Let's do number 3. Number 3, once again, was in slope-intercept form. So we're going to graph our y-intercept of 2 and then our slope of 4. Remember, we're going to do that 4 over 1. So let's come over here. Let me do this. Oops. So we have our y-intercept of 2. So we've got to put our point here. Slope of 4 over 1. So we're going to go up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and over 1. And now we can make a line. And voila. We graphed number 3. Now let's graph number 4. Number 4, we have a slope of, Number 4, we have a y-intercept. Let me move this. We have a y-intercept of 4 and a slope of negative 5/7. So we got to start by putting a dot on 4, a point on y-intercept of 4, and our slope is a negative 5/7. So we're going to go down 5, right 7, because it's a negative down 5, right 7. So let's go down 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going to put our dot there. And then we're going to connect these with a line. And that's how we graph that. For number 5, we have, this is standard form. So we got our x-intercept and our y-intercept. So let's bring our graph back up. Let me just minimize it here a bit. Let me get a new one. And let's do a point. So we have to do our x-intercept at 10 2/3. So let me move this over a bit. X-intercept has to go at 10 2/3. So that's going to be about here. Okay. Our y-intercept is going to be 8. Move this down, put our y-intercept at 8. Hit our y-intercept of 8, and now we are going to connect those with a line. Okay, let's go on to number 6. Number 6, we have the x-intercept is 6, the y-intercept is negative 3. So let's plot our points. Just do this. We have our x-intercept, this is our x at 6, our y at negative 3. 6 and negative 3, and we're going to connect them with a line. And there we go. So that's number 6. Now, let's look at number 7. It says graph the equation y equals 3. What is the slope? Y equals 3. So I know our y equals 3, that would be our y-intercept. But what about other numbers for that? So we can think of it like this. I'm going to come down here for number 7. Number 7, if x is 1, y is going to be 3. If x is 2, y is going to be 3. If x is 3, y is still going to be 3. Y is always 3. So we're going to graph these points. So let's come back to our graph. And let's get a new one. So we said when x is 1, y is 3. When x is 2, y is 3. When x is 3, y is 3. No matter what we choose for x, y is going to be 3. So we're actually going to get a horizontal line. And what is the slope of this horizontal line? What is the slope of the horizontal line? Well, if we remember, the slope of a horizontal line is 0, right? Or if you want to check your rise over your run, between A and B, what's our rise? 0 over our run is 1. So here our slope is going to be 0. Or properly written, m equals 0. Now they want us to do x equals -4. Let's do something similar. But this time let's pick y's. If if y is 1, x is going to be -4. If y is 2x is going to be -4. If y is 3x is going to be -4. No matter what, our x is going to be -4. So let's go back and graph this one. I'm going to put, hold on a second. So I have over here, x is -4, 1, -4, 2, -4, 3. I'm going to put a line with these. And here we're going to get a, vertical line. And if we remember, the slope of a vertical line is undefined. If we put our rise, let's say we go from E to F. Our rise is 1 and our run is 0 because we're not going across. So if we have a rise of 1 and a run of 0, we would have m equals 1 over 0, but no, right? No, we cannot have 0 on the denominator, so this is undefined. Next question. Is the graph of 4x plus 5y equals 3/7 a line? Explain. Yes, it is. It's a linear line because it's in standard form. Our variables do not have exponents, and there is no variable in a denominator. So this is linear. We learned this a long time ago. So yes, linear, yes. Is this graph a line here, number 10? Is this a line? Think about it. Look at this. And we're going to say, no, this is not linear, right? It's not going to be a line because it's not linear. Why? Because x has an exponent of 2. And remember, if it has exponents, they're nonlinear, or if the variables in the denominator, they're nonlinear. Excellent work. Have a good day.